Back in September, I was talking about the silver tsunami, and it is basically talking about what the boomers are facing as far as the economy is going and the economic hardships that they are facing. Apparently, there's another article that is out today. This article is from Fortune. It's titled, "The U.S. Can't Handle the Silver Tsunami of Millions of Baby Boomers Needing Housing in Their Retirement Years." Michael Ginaldi's road to homelessness began early this year. This is not Michael. Early this year, when a car slammed into the rear of his motorcycle, crushed three of his ribs, and left him in a coma for over a month. The 58-year-old lost his job as a machine operator, then his home, and then he was living in his truck when he was diagnosed with stage 2 lung cancer, too young to get Social Security. Ginaldi now lives temporarily in a shelter for 55 and older in Phoenix while he navigates the process of qualifying for disability payments. As its population ages, the United States is ill prepared to adequately house and care for the growing number of older people, concludes a new report released Thursday by Harvard University's Joint Center for Housing Studies. Without enough government help, many older adults will have to forego needed care or rely on family and friends for assistance, warned Jennifer Malinsky, project director of the center's Housing and Aging program. Many, like Ginaldi, will become homeless. And if people have to rely on family, that's going to become a challenge because everybody right now is strapped, and housing seems to be an issue across the board. Malinsky said more governmental assistance could better help the upsurge of older Americans who are baby boomers born after World War II. Assistance programs bypass 3.7 million. The report says that in 2021, federal housing assistance like Section 8 or Section 202, which provides housing with supportive services such as cleaning, cooking, and transportation for older people, was only sufficient for a little more than a third of the 5.9 million renters ages 62 and over who were eligible. Creative ideas are especially needed now to house people with fixed or dwindling incomes and with insufficient savings, the report says. Think house or apartment sharing to cut back on costs rather than living alone in accessory dwelling units or ADU, known as casitas, or granny flats or in-law units. There are also co-housing communities where individual homes, sometimes even tiny homes, are arranged around a building with a communal space such as a dining room. Over the next decade, the U.S. population over 75 will continue to increase by 45%, growing from 17 million to nearly 25 million. And many of these people are expected to struggle financially. The report notes that in 2021, nearly 11.2 million older adults were cost burdened, which means they spend more than 30% of their income on housing. You know, I don't know who is not spending so much on their housing. This seems like something that needs to be acknowledged across the board, no matter the age or generation. Some of the highest cost burden rates for renters 65 and older were in Sunbelt areas traditionally popular for retirement, like Las Vegas, San Diego, Raleigh, North Carolina, Miami, and Daytona Beach, Florida. Like renters, many older homeowners also struggle to keep a roof over their head. The report says that mortgage debt among older adults is rising, with the median mortgage debt for homeowners 65 to 79 shooting up over 400% from $21,000 in 1989 to $110,000 in 2022, as people increasingly need to access cash for basic needs and care. Many older adults also find it challenging to obtain the additional services they need as they age, with the cost of long-term care averaging over $100 a day. The report says the households of older people of color are far more likely to be cost burdened than older white households, especially Black and Latino households. Older people who live alone are also more likely to be cost burdened than married or partner couples, 47% versus 21% of couples. In Phoenix, Angelita Saldana, 56, became homeless after her marriage fell apart. The granddaughter of Mexican immigrants, Saldana initially lived in her truck with her pet dog Gasper, but now they live at a 60 bed shelter where Ginaldi stays with his pet dog Chico. So Danya said her $941 monthly disability check isn't enough to pay for even a studio apartment in the area where the average rents start around $1,200. A caseworker is trying to help her find something she can afford. In the meantime, she has a motel room to herself with a private bathroom. Here, I can sleep good, she said, unlike the months she spent at the state's largest shelter in downtown Phoenix, which has 10 times as many beds. Lisa Glow, the CEO for Central Arizona Shelter Services, which operates both facilities, said older people do much better in a shelter designed with their needs in mind, including more space, limited stairs, and wider doorways for wheelchairs. Glow spoke of an 82-year-old man with dementia who struggled to sleep on a bunk bed at a downtown shelter before he was transferred. Staff members tracked down his family and got him transferred to a skilled nursing facility for more personalized care. The downtown shelter is not a good place for an aging adult with chronic conditions. We see a lot of people in their 70s and 80s. I've been shocked to see so many seniors on the streets, people with wheelchairs, people with walkers. I have a feeling this is only going to get worse. Actually, I don't even need to have a feeling. We know that it's only going to get worse. And and I am seeing a lot of people opt out of taking care of family members. Lots of people are going no contact. They're going no contact if their parents were unsupportive, were abusive, were unloving for whatever reason. We're seeing a lot of these conversations happening, and the discourse is like, get someone else to do it. And a lot of the people, my generation and younger, simply don't have the time or money because we're all living paycheck to paycheck, taking care of our own needs, trying to survive, and take care of our own kids. So this is going to put a crunch on everybody. And with the cost of inflation going up and the cost, what everybody is making as far as income, not keeping up with that is going to keep putting more and more strain on things until somebody, powers that be, get this inflation under control or help out some kind of way, some kind of governmental assistance. And we got all of these people buying up all of the housing. We have developers throwing up luxury apartments and luxury housing. But what about the housing for the regular folks making regular amounts of money? This is going to come to a head, and somebody has got to get ahead of it because everybody is struggling. If everybody is struggling, who can help? Yeah, I'm sure they don't want to see everybody out on the streets. So at some particular point, we're going to have the government swoop in and do something because all of these people are not, it's not like they're lazy. It's just that the costs are rising far quicker than the income is. Anyways, go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. And don't forget to like, comment, and share.